What's up, Internet? My name is Nerdy, and this is Halo Season 2, Episode 1, Sanctuary. I did not like Season 1 very much. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna skip Season 2. And then they fired everybody, and they brought in new people. And they were like, we acknowledge we misstepped, and we're gonna try some new things. And then I was like, well, maybe. And then the reviews started to come out, and they're pretty good. They're in the, 90s. And I was like, okay, fine. I love Halo. I've loved Halo since I was a kid. Halo 2, probably the greatest multiplayer game of all time. It was a different time in gaming. So, it's really hard to actually compare, that to Apex or Fortnite or Valorant or all the things coming out now. It was a different world. Everybody I knew played one game back then, and it was Halo 2. And now, you have different communities and whatnot. But for me, Halo is nostalgically some of the best times of my childhood. And I want the show to be great because of that. I love Chief. I love Cortana. I love the whole cast. And so I'm going to dive into this. I'm going to go open-hearted and be like, you know what? It's different people. Give them a chance. Maybe they're just going to ignore that Chief is dead. And, all the shit that happened at the end of Season 1. We're about to find out. If you want that full-length reaction, go to patreon.com/nerdynightly. But if you don't, stay here because you're already here. Well, and this video is about to begin.
Wake up. He's dying.
Wasn't that the whole point? No Season 1 jokes. No Season 1 jokes. Come on now.
6, stand by for ETA on station. Al copy? Good copy, High Roller.
That shot is sick. I'm already appreciating the cinematography of this.
Third civilian evac in 6 months. This is babysitting.
Force protection.
Yeah, for babies.
I mean, you got to give it to him. There's a lot of extras on set. The costumes look great. It's a good start. If you want to be hey, clean slate, this is a good way to start it.
And we're operating under the full authority of the UNSC 709 Section 4 subsection A.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, place your hands.
I pulled it 3 weeks ago.
And?
And what?
Do you feel any different?
No.
Oh, we're still... Oh, okay. I thought they were going to chill on the,
You see that? Call it in. It's like a flash. A flicker.
I really don't understand how she can see through her scope at the angle that her helmet is looking at her scope.
What's the problem, Captain?
You should know I'm authorized to use whatever force I deem necessary to protect you.
Protection, of course. That's what they always say.
I'll bring them back, sir.
That stop is in 1-5. You copy?
Reyes, get to the Condors. Help the villagers evac.
Copy that, Chief.
All right. I actually find it very interesting that they're leaving it ambiguous whether or not Chief's in there or not.
Well, that's straight up.
The Nubian ibex can scale an 80-degree slope. Over.
What?
What?
I've been watching programs. We get the Natural History Channel. Yep. That was a good shot. His armor seems a little bit less green this season. And I think it's a good choice. I think the muted... It might just be the muted nature of the way they've done this planet.
Silver 3.
But this is a good look.
Hold fire! Hold fire, Blue!
Fucking idiots.
You Bravo?
We're Bravo. Communications team.
I know. I can tell from your aim. I'll try to find your buddies, but we gotta get you off this mountain. Shepard X-Ray, this is Silver 1.
I'm not gonna lie, he feels more like Chief so far. I'm kind of digging this. I get why the reviews are better.
Private Rand thinks that if we make noise or if we move, then we're gonna...
Run.
That was a fucking effective shot. Okay.
They're close.
How do you know?
The smell.
Whoa! Okay. It's so delayed. Come on, Chief. Oh, girl, no. Oh, no. I do love that she's only surviving because they're more concerned about him than her. They're like running right past her to get to Chief. Nice. Let's go. Coming in the next Halo game will be Smell-O-Vision, where you can hunt. Let's go. Oh, fuck. This is great. They're using the fog so well. What a oneer, let's go! This is fucking everything I wanted from season 1. That fucking rocked. I'm taken aback. I did not expect season 2 to go so hard. All right. I was kind of sitting here being like, it's an interesting start. And then that was fucking rad. Great shot. Oh, Chief. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Is Kai still down there? Or Riz? One of the Spartans is still down there, right? Oh, fuck.
I have seen your death. It comes soon.
How the fuck did he get down? He was on top of a mountain a second ago. Wow. Cults are weird, man. Like, I could maybe get one person walking into lava and burning alive, but convincing like 6 or 7 people to like melt. Do you know that when you melt, your eyes melt first before you die? And so you literally feel your eyes melt out of your head. You could not convince me to go through that willingly. There's just no way. It's not possible. That rocked. Didn't necessarily need him to take his helmet right off at the end there. I get Pablo wants to show his face, but that rocked. That was awesome. And kudos for coming back strong, Kylo. I gotta give it to you. I think the question for me now about how much I'm going to enjoy the rest of the season is going to come down to how they handle the elements of season 1 that just narratively weren't as interesting to me. Like, there were sexual elements of season 1 that I would like for them to just never bring up again. But they might have to for some reason. So I'm just curious how they're going to handle that. Will we actually get to a Halo this season? That is a question. Because if this season mostly deals with the fall of Reach, like, we might not see the Halo till season 3, which is crazy to me.
Well, please don't mind me. Carry on.
Sir, if I may.
Who the fuck?
Our Dr. Halsey is nothing if not a survivor. I can only hope She survives long enough to face the full consequences of her actions, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
I'm not here to replace Dr. Halsey or to dismantle her work, problematic as it may be.
You're not doing a great job engendering yourself to these people, dude.
Medical needs to clear each of you before you're relieved.
Sir. Who is he?
He's the boss.
I get that they want him to be an antagonist. That scene could have made it a little bit less obvious and had a little bit more fun with it over the season, right? Like, he entered the scene being like, I'm the bad guy. And I don't know. I feel like this show could be a little bit less obvious sometimes. And that's something that seems to be carrying over from season 1 into this. Because, like, who would introduce themselves that way? I want you guys to know, I'm an asshole.
No visible disease in these ones.
Is this a slave auction?
You don't want to know.
All right, Minnie. Didn't expect that from her. What the fuck is happening?
I suppose the right to live free among you fine folk would be payment enough for me.
Okay. This is weird. This is one of those beginnings of a storyline where, like, right now, not sure I am enjoying this. I found that whole scene very odd. But there's a lot of potential in that storyline to be interesting, so I hope they nail it. I don't know. God damn, those biceps. All right, Chief.
Each of them remarkable warriors.
Yes, sir.
You know, we don't have to be so formal, John, in here.
Is he not military? I'm confused what his, like, where he comes from.
What do you think they were after?
The experience of taking it, sir. I think they were training.
Training.
Interesting.
Whatever comes next, something bigger, maybe.
That's a fun idea. Okay.
Your reliability.
Is there some question about my reliability, sir?
No, not at all.
Then I think we're done.
Sit down, please.
The structure of these scenes, they're a little odd. Like, these conversations are, I don't know. There's something that it feels like the writing is trying to be clever. And I don't know that it needs to be.
Everyone knows the Master Chief. I suppose, I wonder if anyone really knows John.
This is the stuff from season 1. We don't need to play the, like, is John a different... No. He is the Master Chief. The interesting thing here is that is who he is. Oh, God.
Little boy, same age as Kessler, same...
That is quite the top. I am digging this outfit.
Maybe we just go, you, me, and Cass. Just get on that ship and...
And what? Run?
Hmm.
We don't run.
They're great. The two of them, they're awesome. I don't know that I don't know.
Suck big ass cream.
Nice. Is Vanek still writing your material?
Boy, I'm about to wear you like a sock.
Just treat it like it's real.
Always, Chief.
That was charming.
Do you think they'll let me shoot those guys?
It all makes sense to me. I guess my only question is, how are you alive?
Isn't his helmet recording the mission?
They disappeared.
I see.
No, they walked away. Wait, what? No, that's not what happened.
I'm not
experiencing any
behavior,
residual side
impaired
effects. No, sir.
Memory,
Negative,
emotional dysregulation, John, and until you are willing,
This is dumb.
I cannot authorize Silver Team to perform combat operations.
Like, this is actively dumb.
Just tell them what they're walking into. Tell Cobalt.
That is all.
God damn it. I was like really hopeful and now I'm getting nervous, y'all.
I'm too old.
You're too old and too big to be scared of nonsense and make-believe, right?
The Covenant are real. That kid is gonna see an elite by the end of the season and be like, Dad, what the fuck?
There's no such thing as monsters.
There definitely is.
Because it's a lie?
No.
Do you swear?
Yes.
Do you swear on my life?
It's time for you to go to bed.
He's so good. I get why they're giving him like a big arc or like a big storyline start here, because he really is. He's one of the more charismatic actors on the show.
Monsters.
I already told you. You're too old for this.
Your son has a television. Like, he can turn on the news. The Sangheili are real. Okay. Master Chief's doing a little stealth mission. At 6'8", 2 tons.
You need to press them.
You need to be more careful.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
All right. I guess he was telling the truth.
That ship looks ready to break apart. You should be careful.
You should be careful. You're coming with me.
I feel weird. I don't hate it, right? Like, I do think it is a step up from season 1, for sure. But there's just some little elements that I'm still like, how does that Admiral know stuff? You know, like, I we'll get into it, but yeah, I don't know. I feel weird. I think visually, huge step up from season 1. I think the cinematography is a lot more interesting. The lighting's more dynamic. I think they've like really like stepped up their game in that way a lot.
Cargo holds down there.
I think that narratively they seem to still be leaning away from it being a military show though. And that's interesting to me. Dangerous. Okay.
It's not about the money for you, is it? It's about what she did to you. That arm.
Hey, shut up.
I said the wrong thing, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, I fucked up. Yep, no, that's on me. I'm sorry. I talk when I'm nervous.
Sorry.
Hey, you brought him with you. That one's on you, Spartan. I'm sorry.
I don't think they're coming back. Shit.
What the fuck?
Soren 066, you're under arrest.
Oh, okay.
For the crimes of piracy, kidnapping, extortion, and treason.
I mean, you did do all those things, so that sucks. Sorry, dude. I'm surprised they're going that route with this season, honestly. I don't know where they're going with it, but yeah. The episode was off to such a strong, like those first like 15 minutes were so good. And since then it's been kind of a mixed bag, honestly. I'm trying to keep an open mind. Okay. I think that the people in the comments are like, you're being kind of negative here. And I think sometimes I was. I feel somewhat negative about the episode and the direction they're taking the show. I think that at times this show is trying so hard to be a criticism of the militarization of this culture. And I think that it is fair to criticize this, right? I think that that is an interesting storyline to take with Halo. But at times it feels like they're so worried about doing that they're not getting the militarization right first and then creating something to criticize. And I think that my struggle with the show is that they don't set up the military structure for the characters and for the way that they behave within a military structure in order to get to the criticism of it, in order to get to sort of a look at how fucked up this civilization is. And I don't know that they did the work of establishing what the civilization is first before they tried to point at it and say, hey, look, fuck that, right? And I think that Anderson or Ankerson or his name, whatever, the new boss guy, I think that he is so indicative of that issue in the writing of the show for me, is that he is just immediately bad at his job visually. Like for us, for the audience, they introduce him and being like, he doesn't earn the Spartans' trust. He's kind of a dick. He immediately is having a very weird roundabout conversation with Master Chief about his dreams and whatever. We never get to see him be good at what he's doing. We never get to see him try to endear himself. We don't set him up as if he is like acknowledging that he needs to be the boss in this situation. The show just jumps to pointing to the audience and being like, don't you worry, he's the bad guy of this story. And so there's no tension for me in a lot of this. And I wish that there was, right? I wish that it was more hints that this guy might not be the best for the Spartan program than it is he just isn't. He just so clearly, obviously isn't what is best for the Spartan program that like there's no world in which you can support what he's doing. And I think that the show, like I said during the reaction, it could just be a little bit less obvious. And I think that it would be better because I think it looks great. I think the acting is really solid. I think like the scenes between the Spartans and them ribbing each other in a way that is aggressive but also friendly. The scene really works because the Cobalt team is being kind of cruel. Silver team's being kind of cruel back, but then the final moment between the two leaders of the two teams when he's like, treat it like it's real, and he's like, always Chief. That moment frames the ribbing of it as not being serious. It's a little bit serious. There is that rivalry, there is that jealousy, there is all of that stuff. But at the end of the day, those people would die for each other. And so for them to end up in this position with Anderson or Ankerson, I feel like I heard it both ways throughout the episode, and I don't know how I feel. I don't know what it actually is. For them to end up in this military structure, but with a boss who is so not military in any way, and isn't meeting the Spartans on a military grounds, like he doesn't seem to understand how to communicate with them. And if he did, he'd be more successful, right? But he's not successful because he's like, oh, be casual here. And John's like, I don't want to be casual. I want to talk about my report. I want to do my job. And he wants to, I don't know. Like, I don't know what his goal is. And I get it. He wants success, but they are losing this war. And so it's weird. And also, like, is John's helmet not recording? Why wouldn't it be? He's actively on mission. The show wants to... The show wants us to, and this frustrates me about media sometimes, is it wants the audience to not know how the technology in it works for the story to work. Because, like, we know that there are cameras in John's helmet. They filmed stuff in season 1. There were elements where they were, like, watching recordings from the field in season 1. So we know that they have that technology. So why was it not working here? Well, they don't bring that up. They don't give me a reason to believe that it wasn't working. It just wasn't. John went and fought a bunch of Covenant. There was another person with him who saw him fight the Covenant. And we're just going to not believe that happened because we don't want to. Because why? Is he working for the Covenant? Maybe. We don't know. We don't know anything about this guy. He's just this random guy that shows up and just be like, hey, you're wrong. I don't trust you. Because I'll see. I don't know. That stuff didn't work for me. I like the Bokeem Woodbine stuff. I don't like him being arrested now is... I don't know what the purpose of it is. I don't know what the purpose of any of this is. And I think that might be where the show has the biggest struggle for me moving forward, is that after a really great action sequence that felt like Halo, they went into Master Chief is sad that Cortana's not around and has a new boss that doesn't believe him when he makes a fairly understandable leap. It's not like what he is saying is crazy. He's like, hey, I think that they are practicing attacks for something bigger. That just seems so basic and like low level to be like, I don't believe you. Why? It's not crazy. It's not a crazy like out there theory that you're like, oh, come on, that's wild. If he was like, look, I'm having dreams from Malkier or whatever that lady's name was from season 1, the blonde that he sees. If he was like, I'm having dreams that are telling me that this is what the Covenant doing, I could see the guy being like, okay, crazy man. But he's like, hey, they were already like, it seems like you would have to actively try to be an asshole to not, at least as Oni, right? At least temporarily be like, that might be... The guy could have just assuaged John and been like, that is an interesting theory. I'm going to look into it because you might be right. And then John would have been like, thank you. Cool. I'm glad we're on the same page. And he could have not done that. He could have just done nothing with that afterwards, but he could have at least like, I don't know. It got so weird. And I loved the first 15 minutes so much, but this episode got into a lot of shit that I was like, why are we doing this? And I can't come up with a good reason. Yeah. Where's Cortana? John died at the end of season 1. Like, it wasn't just that Cortana took over. It was that John died. And I think the show's maybe doing the right thing by not acknowledging it and just moving on from it. But where's Cortana? I'm a little confused. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it either, though. It was sort of right down the middle, where the first 15 minutes did enough to make me think the action is going to rock this season, and the rest of the episode made me kind of think that they're doing too much emotionally with these Spartans. They're getting away from... This is a military show about a military with people who behave like they are in the military at all times, because they were raised from that from childhood. And I think that that's just missing. There's a lot of like, oh, you took your pellet out stuff. And like that, I don't know. I'm going to watch the next one. And I don't know. If I don't start loving it, I will probably drop it, because that wasn't enough for me to like really care about season 2. It didn't really set up any plot lines I really care about. This might sound bad, but I don't really care what happens to Bokeem Woodbine or his Spartan in prison. You know what I mean? Like, when you introduce the character to me at a essentially slave auction, I mean, it's not, because it's an indentured servitude auction, and then he gets arrested for it, you're like, well, yeah, you were killing people if they... The choices were that they would either get 2 years of slavery or die. So you're not like a great dude, you know? It's not like you're like... And you're not fighting the system. You're the pirate king of that slavery system. So it's like, well, yeah, you got arrested for that. Like, what did you think was going to happen? Am I supposed to feel bad that he gets arrested when you introduce him at a slave auction? I don't think so. Like, you know? It's a weird show. I'm going to watch the next one, but... Yeah, if you like this video, like, subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave me in comments down below, because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. This episode, that algorithm goddess is... 66's wife. And that fucking awesome green top. That top was cool as shit. I really liked it. If you want to follow me around the internet, you can. I'm at Nerdy Nightly. And as always, y'all, do something nerdy tonight. Bye.